It is that moment, my dudes. Welcome. So, low-key announcement. I did have a sleeping tablet about an hour ago. I'm starting to feel it kicking in. So we are... we play a dangerous game, you and I. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win at this point in time, actually. But I thought I'd, and see how much I could get done. So if it does get to a point and I'm like, okay, stream's over, it's mostly because I'm probably about to fall asleep. I like to think of it as like Russian roulette, but in the Pacific. To be specific. But yeah, no. Feeling drowsy. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. How are you guys doing? Hope you're well. The things I do to myself to satisfy you piranhas, you hyenas, indeed. Right, okay. Oh, God. I do have a coffee to potentially counteract it temporarily. Lend me your key. Lend me your chi, sorry. Lend me your chi. Lend me your energy. It will be good. Okay. It's a rip time in the space continuum. Yeah, that was a nice little victory on Java that we had last turn. I will be intrigued to see what it does around the marshals. I personally feel, and others have felt the same, that it is some sort of ploy to draw the kid up his eye, which seems entirely plausible. Don't get me wrong, I think it will cause problems in the marshals, but the question is, like, how much? But we do have the heavy cruiser Furataka, and 3 destroyers being sent out there to essentially fly the flag. We shall see. How you doing there, Manosphere? Good to have you, my man. Okay. Right, I did send out a heavy cruiser to react to the AP there. We are unloading there. Unloading. Yep, so it looks like the heavy cruiser is heading out there. We will have the base over here to avoid today, which is excellent. I'm looking forward to it because it means more supply on the road. The road to the north is open, the road to SunYan is open then. Right, encountered here. So we do see the AP. I'm sort of surprised, actually, that he had it here. Maybe he was looking to have it escape, but I'm not too sure why. It just shows that he's not run any naval search in this area. That's going to kill him. That's going to kill the Endora. Atago somehow manages to miss a torpedo, but hey, that's fine. How you doing there, Felix? Good to have you, my man. And misses again. And the DD Isonami misses her torpedoes. Accuracy is not there. 4. It's not at the forefront of their abilities, but then again, I suppose it's a safe fast ship. There we go, we do hit at last. That's nice to see then. It would be amazing if she had somebody aboard, but I doubt it. So we'll go ahead and speed things up. And she goes down. There go 8 shells, 1 torpedo, and she goes down there to the murky depths, which is nice. So that's sort of the AP taken out there. Right. Encounters enemy force. We do have our AKs retreating, as I did pull them out. Whew. Swordfish. I thought she was a sub headed south. She might have headed back north. I do have assets being pulled out of her bar this moment in time, so ideally they will be able to move out of that area. I mean, there are more valuable targets in that area than they, so we'll see. But yes, we do see assets over here. We do see him closing it. Oh, I can actually slowly move in, but it doesn't show me Jack, so never mind. No further use. Okay. Offshore. Yes. So we have our offshore landing here at Manus. The amphibious landing, I should say. And over here at Kittank. I'm glad that we arrived before his forces did over there. That's going to be quite troublesome for him. I would like to see the full Batavia here today. That would be most excellent. Bless the dad man for giving us the turn. Blessed be the father man. Not so bad so far. Could be worse. There's a bombardment phase that comes afterwards. He might be going ahead and bombard in at Roynamar on K1J. We shall see. The Swordfish always does, wouldn't he? But we'll see. Oh, this is part of the mod, actually. So you can see that the AP there was actually coloured differently, which is pretty cool. So we do see him firing there. He didn't hit the AP, which is nice. We should have the 33rd Division loaded up and probably moving out of the area today. Yamaguma arrives over here, hits in the sub here once again. So we do have the actual... so it hasn't arrived yet, they're one hex behind. But the actual headquarters will be arriving tomorrow. But at least we get to beat up on the sub over here, which is quite nice. Not as much as I would have liked, but hey. A few hits there from Yamaguma. Okay. Moving into air operations AM. Interestingly enough, we didn't see a bombardment. I think a bombardment comes before the air phases. So we'll see. Right, there we go. And this is going to be an interesting little game we play. So we do see ships. Ah, okay. Apparently ships near Bellap Island is intriguing. Yes, we see them. Seagull there. Now, obviously, that is a float plane. So that is typically aboard a cruiser of some nature. That's good information to have. It does look as if he is intended to move additional assets in the area, but it didn't make any mention of carrier, so we shall see. We're sweeping Rangoon here today. So we have 2 HH1s and some Buffaloes. Sweeping with both. I'm trying to draw his attention to Rangoon because I want to actually land over here, possibly even next turn with the paratroopers of this base, and ideally take out the AVG. So speed things up. Looks pretty good on our end. No losses on our end, and we destroy at least 1 H81 and some Buffalo, which is nice. Second sweep will be entirely wasted, more or less, but hey, we'll see. If it makes him think that that's going to be the target, then I'm happy with that. Okay, hitting a mix of the port and airfield here today. You can see we have massive more Key 43s now escorting, as we do have that squadron being built up, and they were converted to Key 43s. We should be able to reform them at Clark shortly, actually, which would be nice. Okay. So that was an air attack on Manila. So we did have a mix of airfield attacks and port attacks. He might have actually pulled them out of there. Interesting enough, it doesn't list any damage there, but I would be surprised if I was true, but it's also severe storms. Okay, hitting it again. There we go. I will switch back to hitting the airfields next turn, but if it seems the ships are out of port, perhaps. Yeah, we'll switch back to the airfields next turn. The storms don't help, but that's fine. I could potentially lower the altitude as well. We do have 139 coming in, but I do have some Key 43s over here now as well, which is good. Knowing the 139s will get through, but we'll see. We are shooting them up, which is good, so they turn back. They're quite annoying. They are quite annoying, because they're quite durable and they have a hell of a bomb load. And he has a decent number of them. Yeah, so send them out over here. Still, strafe in here. I will be attacking here today. Ideally, we do succeed. Doesn't look like they had much of an effect there, but they might be affected in fatigue and disruption. Who knows? We'd have to measure that. Right, sweeping again. So we do see another H81 and a Buffalo. Small prizes, but still worthwhile. Another H81 there. I will have them stood down then until we are ready to go ahead and hit out with the paratroopers. 2 allied ships. DM, which is an interesting one. Clemson, allied DM. There's a lot of ships out there. What's a DM, by the way? Is that a destroy minesweeper? No, it would be DMS, wouldn't it? What's a DM? Interesting. Somebody give me the destroy mine layer. Right, okay, that's intriguing. I mean, interesting tactic. very interesting tactic. Not one that I particularly mind too much. We'll obviously have to get some minesweepers out there. But I'm not making great use of the marshals anyhow, really. We'll see, we'll see. Air transport fights? Not the approach I would have actually imagined, but an interesting one nonetheless. We'll have to see really in the light of day how it looks. We are landing over here. Landing a naval guard unit. Can have them rearmed at Singapore right next door, which is nice. I'm going to clean up all the forces in this area. There we go. Unloading over here to Void continued. Right. Now, let's hope that we get Batavia today. Moving into land base. Yeah, the 92nd Chinese Corps has been a bit of a problem there. But this is it, we're closing in now. I'd love to have these war areas and group armies surrender, that'd be excellent. We do see a construction regiment here. They should surrender if pressed hard enough. We do see the 41st Chinese Corps. I'd like that one to be destroyed. The 96th Chinese Corps, if they could be destroyed as well or retreat. I don't want to have them in a position here when I have to attack them next turn again, but we'll see. Speed things up. Yeah, so 2 units were destroyed there. They keep retreating. And retreat, okay, retreat. And retreat, okay. But we do not have a unit in the Hex, which is fantastic. And the complaint of the defender is supply here. So we had 1746 versus 208. We had an adjusted of 1329 there versus his 196. 2 destroyed squad, 17 disabled, 3 destroyed non-combatants, 2 engineers disabled, sorry. We inflicted 7,231 casualties, 267 squads destroyed, 34 disabled, 350 non-combatants destroyed, 65 disabled, 18 engineers destroyed, 12 disabled, 19 guns destroyed, 3 disabled, 8 units retreat, 1 destroyed. So that's it. We're going to push on towards the north, and then we are literally before the gates of Xi'an then, which is excellent. Deliberate attack over here. I contemplated a shock attack, but deliberate's not bad. I do actually have a 116th Sea Detachment. They're not in the right mode. So where do they retreat towards? Nkyang. So over here then. Okay. I did pull back the armored cars, but they're on major road here, so that actually works to my advantage. So 287 casualties, just disabled here. We inflicted another 2,000 casualties, 267 squads destroyed, 195 destroyed, 11 destroyed, 7 destroyed there. Very nice. To the north, we are attacking once again with the 16th Independent Mixed Brigade. I am pulling this element of the division this way. I'll have the brigades manage this in the north. So they retreat towards Yunnan. And to that position there, which means that's empty, because the units just moved out this turn. But okay, it's not... It's a bit of a problem. Yes, it's a problem, but I should be able to get a unit out there quickly enough. It's a fair problem. It's a pain in the arse, but, well, we'll be able to deal with it. Just as the units move down, that's the problem. So we are attacking Batavia here today. The good news is we actually do get to attack. So, 144th... we don't take it today, but we'll take it soon. We have 125 casualties. 1 destroyed, 5 disabled. We inflict 200. So low key, but the thing is, he is here now. So he has all 3 fortifications. I mean, this is it. This is the lowest level Battle for Batavia you've seen here. We have 115 attack and 40 actually defended here. We had a poor roll there. We don't reduce the fortifications, but we don't take anything in the way of bad losses. But this is it. We have him here. We'll have Batavia soon enough. We'll have it. Attacking over here. Very nice. We are moving our forces. I do have tanks in this hex here. I do have tanks moving south. We capture Sandpit. Good. Denies it to him. Attacking once again over here. I just wanted to not to surrender would be nice, but it's not going to happen anytime soon, it seems. But he has no supply. Yeah, he's taken losses now. We didn't take any losses, which is good. We do have our deliberate attack over here then. So we see AVG ground echelon, which is interesting. 10th Burma rifles, 9th Burma rifles. We do have a lot of AV. Ideal it's enough, 48 to 15. We do capture Tungu. Banzai. That's good. Now we have access to the rail lines over here, so I can use that to my advantage. I may actually, well, when we have a new TIE division move to Murmien, I can actually go ahead and actually have them railed inland. Yes, we'll take a look at the leader, but sometimes it can happen. I don't think it's a poor leader, but we can go ahead and check. So we have 9 casualties there, 2 destroyed, sorry, 2 disabled. We inflict 334 casualties, 14 destroyed, 8 disabled, 36 non-combatants destroyed, 10 disabled, 5 engineers destroyed, 1 gun is a loss, and those units retreat to the north there. Taking over here into Void. But that's actually nice for us, because that allows us to use a rail from here to here, so I will make use of those. I might even potentially have a TIE division, perhaps, moved along the rails. I was going to say, reduce fortifications. Like, how the hell have I not captured that? Oh, they surrender, which is good, and both units surrender, which is excellent there. I'm really glad about it. We don't have to deal with anything. He has a unit over here that I'm going to have to deal with later, but we'll find it at a later date. So, 6 casualties there. This is the Imperial Guard, 2 detachments worth. We have 1,176 casualties, so just the 2 units destroyed there. So we had Imperial Guard, B and C detachments. Taking this base here too. Excellent. Okay, so good turn. Very good turn. We do see some developments out by the marshals. We do see developments to the south, which is interesting. We got what we wanted in Burma. I was hoping that we would have been able to take Batavia, but that's not too much of a problem. We do have another regiment that is marching inland to Batavia, and frankly, it's going to fall. He was in combat mode then, I think, which is interesting. He was moving towards our paratroopers, but the good news is we got to attack him, so we'll just keep on attacking. Yeah, we have the armor in position, so we'll see what we can do with that. I'm going to use them to take control of Hexides, really just try and prevent him from being able to move around from the mountains. Oh, so I do need to go ahead and get a garrison there. I should actually have a garrison unit from Manchuria moving in there. Looks like we have 2 destroyers arrived today, which is a rare event. I do need to get the Shoho moving out to Japan. Just need to make sure that we do not need her no longer. Might be useful to potentially start the invasion of the Aleutians, but we'll see about that. And here we are, January 31st, 1942. Right, we're saved for that. Let's go ahead and take a look. So we had 7 buffaloes shot down today. Apparently 7 H-81s, which is not a bad result at all. He actually had 2 buffaloes lost to ops, though, supposedly, and 3 to operations, which is pretty big for us, actually. That's quite a nice little den there. He has, well, we lose a G4, we lose the Dina. He loses a PBY, and 159 goes down there to ops. No, sorry, to flak. Sorry, no, to air-to-air. Very nice. We sink the Indora, which is worth 12. Nice little ship there to sink. Nice, nice. Go to sleep, lad. I had a sleeping tablet as well, so I'm playing with fire right now. Trying to chase that buzz of getting returned on though. How you doing there? Is it Donald? I always get your name wrong, and I feel so bad. It's because I started to make it a joke, and then the joke became all too real. But you're doing good there, my friend. By the way, do go ahead and check out Akilaris on YouTube. He is very talented, far more talented than I. Definitely worth checking out. I believe he is doing a lot of EU4 content, Europa Universalis content at this moment in time. He is playing MEIOU 3.0, I believe it is, or MNT 3.0, I forget what it's called. But yes, check him out. Well worthwhile. Okay, so I'm going to have our units continue to the north. Now, we know what opposes us to the north then. It is a weakened core. But the good news is this. Oh, 2 units here then. Has he moved units out? Has he moved units here? We're seeing 9 units here. 3 units here. He might have actually moved them out to try and slow us down, but it's not going to matter at this point in time, really. Looks like we are seeing forces around Chongqing here, which is interesting. 1 unit there. 18 here. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, let's make sure they are all moving. Also the same ops. And follow. There we go. Good news is we do have 2 army headquarters in there, so that definitely helps us out. Right, now let's see. continue march into the north there. Yeah, just as I had a unit move across here, it moved back. But it's not too far from position, so we'll move it here. And it's a little bit problematic, but, well, there's not that much I can do. But in fairness, the only way he could go would be about there, then, really. What I can do then is actually use the army headquarters to move to this hex, then. Yeah. Okay. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, but it is what it is. And we are in position here, which is excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and have them in combat mode. We'll be in combat mode here too. And we will go for deliberate attack. There we are. Closing on the north now. Okay, waiting for the additional divisions to arrive down here. I do have the 15th heading out that way. 15th over here, so we'll have 15th Division reformed over here to Wuchang. I just want to reinforce that area. I'm moving the divisions around here too. Okay. Still see him moving over here, but we are closing in. We keep bombing him, so that should help us out. Try and slow him down as much as we can. Yeah, so the good news is we do have our forces landed over here now, which is excellent. We see him moving this unit over here, but I might go ahead and just bombard that unit if I could. I do have cruisers in the area. Let us see then. So this is what I was afraid of, that he would move a unit here. Yeah, I did cancel that move as well, but it's not too much of a problem. It's a bit of an inconvenience, and I could fly supply in there if needs be. Certainly a problem, but not the worst, not the worst. Depends on how strong the unit is, but certainly not the worst problem. I should have kept the units moving, but that's okay. Right, there we go. Kind of annoying because it does deny me the rail line, so, easy come, easy go. So we'll move those forces to the north. Right, JNF is moving into Mulmian. Yeah, we do have supply. I could have it transported over there. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, but not too much of a problem. Okay. Even with no supply, they can continue. See, if he doesn't have much in the way of AV, it shouldn't be too bad. How much do they have in the unit? Well, they have enough in the unit for now, so I can put them on rest and training. I could get some supply in there. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, but we'll rectify the situation. He knows what's up. So we do have Imperial Guard here, they're making their way north. I do have these elements of Imperial Guard too. They will immediately begin to head north. Okay. And march. So we have here 3,500 supply. There's 578 here. 451 supply here. But the good news is the supply will move up this road now. I do also have a tanks moving out. These tanks will, yes, they're moving out today. So they're 45. Right. 7th tank is moving out. 1st tank's moving out. Yeah, so this is it. They're moving now. So it takes, it seems here, 3 days per hex. But that's going to change. It's at 45, but we might get a little bit of additional here. So then we should maybe do it in a day or 2 days. We'll see. But they'll make good progress. Need to find out how strong that unit is. But all it is, I mean, this is the beauty of it as well. We do have major roads. It's simply 2 days march to the north, which is easy enough. We have supply there for the 2 days. We'll have them in rest and training mode for the 2 days. That reduces their commitment, so their requirement. And it's not easy to kick it out either, so that's good news. So still looking at the one unit here. We're seeing 26 fighters here. What I would very much like to do is have the the 2nd Raiding Regiment. I've seen 38 AV. Right, okay. For some reason it's saying that I don't have 39 AV. But the entire 2nd Raiding Regiment is in position. So we have the paras over here now. Hello there, Horace. Good to have you, my man. Okay. Go to the ground. Yes, so we do have a second regiment over here, which is already planning for the base. I could go ahead and give them the best commander possible, just make sure. We have here in terms of transports, I would have preferred more. But what can one do? We have here a total of 58, 56 already. So that might be enough. I might be able to transfer a couple that are... no, it looks like they're all there, but I could get there. We'll see. We'll see if we have enough. We want to make sure we can drop them all in at once, essentially. I had thought we would have had Batavia here today, but we're not far off. We do have our second regiment marching. Looks like it'll take... should take about 3 days, I think. Because they're 2 days on major, then it should be the last day on sorry, two days on secondary, and then it should be the last day on major. We do have one unit here, so we're going to have the tank regiment attack. Ideally deal with them. We have these units here. I do have 16th reconnaissance heading here. And the 56th reconnaissance, I think due to the fact they have a little bit more disruption fatigue, they're moving. But they're 2 miles off. They're going to be heading here to the south. I'll then move them inside the hex over here, abandoning. I could potentially do it that way as well, but we'll see. I'm going to have this armor move to this position here. I don't know what strength is over here, but I don't imagine it's anything pleasant. That track is a bit of a problem, that trail, sorry. So we'll see. I'd like to move into Semarang and take... I mean, I could probably take Semarang with the armored units. But I want to try and make sure we can cut off his lines of retreat. So in fairness, what I'd probably be better off doing then, that would be significantly wiser, is have that head in there towards Bandowing. The reason being, it's going to be less hard on the tanks there, because they move significantly faster. But what I want to do then is move in there, take that hex side. If I can then move the tank regiment down that way and out again, I should be able to take command of every hex side without any real problems, barring this one here. Which in fairness wouldn't be too bad, because I could potentially bombard him there if we couldn't force him to surrender. But we do have our forces marching. Yep, I'll take a look at that in a second for. Yeah, they made 20 miles. It'll take them about 3 days or so to arrive in here, give or take. We know his unit suffered tremendously, which was very nice. So we'll see what we can do. So, the commander of the regiment here. Yeah, see, I think it was a bad roll. Because it's like he's got 71 land. He's one of the best commanders we have there. So it must have been just a bad roll then, really. He's got 72 leadership, 64 inspiration, 71 land. Must have just been a bad roll, but that's fine. Disruption fatigue is up there. I will launch another attack next turn. The reason being I want to stop that unit from arriving over here where the paratroopers are. Or at least damage it if I can. Try and make it impotent to attack then. And then I can come to the mountain hex and destroy him in the mountain hex. But I'd rather not destroy him in the mountain hex because he gets the advantage of the mountain. Right, so we have that. I would like to actually have it loaded up and moved down. He has 2 units here, we'll see what it does with that. What I'm going to do then with this unit for the time being is have it sent back to BLeAcHACiD. There's other forces I could have loaded up to make use of. Oh, did their headquarters actually arrive today? It arrived in Hex, but it hasn't arrived actually ashore. Not yet, I will take a look shortly. Yes, and I do have 2 heavy cruisers over here, Mogami and Kumano. So we have them. And they are unloading the 16th army, so that's excellent news. So the beautiful thing is then, by having the army headquarters, it does allow us to actually recover significantly sooner. But it also does mean that our adjusted rolls will be, on the whole, better. They should be better on the whole, which is very nice. So we'll have that, and we're looking good. I mean, Northern Java has essentially collapsed for him. Essentially collapsed, which is excellent. He had a lot of AV lost over here, which is very nice. He's only got the 1 unit here. That unit's going to be attacked in this hex here. He doesn't own that hex, I do. And we have our units moving here. We have 2 regiments heading down here to Tijilatap. So we'll start the siege there. I do have my AKs over here, so I can actually go ahead and launch another 2 naval guards across there. It would have been nice to start the process of clearing out the mines at Batavia, but it's not a problem really. There we go. So I would have liked to have landed them in Batavia because it's size 6 port, but that's fine. I don't mind waiting a little bit longer. So we'll move both across. I'm not going to move an aviation unit yet. Right, we'll have a move across to Merrick. Okay. There we are. Okay, the marshals. DM. Now I do have the heavy cruiser for Ataka here. Kigiro Korishio Shiranui. Interesting. Be careful with the Mogami. She carried out one of the successful torpedo attacks of the war. That's pretty amazing. Different than what we expected. Moving northeast. So it looks like he went in there and laid mines. But that's not too bad. Frankly, there's not much here. And I do have minesweepers here. I can also get more minesweepers out this way if necessary. Which will be. But we'll just go like that and clear the mines. It's a nice little tactic, but he doesn't have an infinite supply of mines, so it seems to be the precursor to some sort of action. But if I can clear the mines from at least 1 or 2 principal bases, and then we have like safe harbor, then that's good to know. What did we see down here to the south? Interesting, he might be going ahead and actually clearing us out over here. We are seeing a number of cruisers here. Now, for the sake of it, looks like a doomed journey. We'll head out. It's not going to survive, really. He might be operating from Comac. It is interesting to see the ships here. That's a lot of cruiser. But we know he's operating around that area. I'm glad that I didn't stop the construction of the airfield actually. It's up to 20% now. Not too far away, 1/5 through the process there. We're going to have some more forces sent down this way. Yes, these forces made it out safely, which is excellent. I do have these guys moving in to actually go ahead and lay minefields. This guy moved out pretty quick. I really hope she makes it. He has a tremendous track record of destroying mine layers, I should say. So let's hope for the best. I'd like to have additional mines, but I'm not going to lay them until he actually moves through. But I find it sickening that this swordfish actually managed to make it through here with all the ASW and all the mines. So I don't know. It is what it is, really. Okay. Oh, they're just ever so slightly out there. But when they do arrive at truck, that'll be useful. I might have them sent elsewhere. But it's certainly useful to have like another, 48 AV at truck. We're at 53 now. So having another 48 would be nice. I do have these guys over here, which is a JNF unit and a base force. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the rest of the base force there. These ships are not the fastest, so what I'm going to do then is have them unload their supply here as well. I'll have the base force then loaded up aboard faster ships. It might be wasting time, but I think with faster ships it should work out to be about the same. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so we did fight here. Give them a day to rest. You can see that we're cleaning up this area now, and it's increasing in pace, which is nice. So many more bases to take, but at least we're getting there. Okay. Take that base. Okay. They're heading back for fuel. Right, we'll have these bases then to take. Yep. Take them, make sure we have them, and then we are good. I don't want to give him anywhere but it can operate, so every single dot base needs to be taken. It's a little bit harder to tell here. I might have to go ahead and actually alter the colours to make it a little bit easier to see what is actually Japanese. It might simply be easier to change the colour of what's Japanese than to change the colour of the allies. Maybe less work. We'll see. Okay. I wonder if this counts as ASMR at this point. It's probably not too far away. Okay. Cancel and load. Oh, actually no, scratch that. There we are. Good, so we have issue notes over here. 41st Infantry Regiment of the 30th Division. I believe that is the one in Kilgore. And they're marching north to Medan. Very nice little operation there. Very nice, slick operation. We do have the 33rd Division here, as well as the 25th Army and the 15th Army. Exactly, the best kind of ASMR. So we're having them move there. I do have these DMSs here. APs are moving back to Georgetown, so I can actually go ahead and load things up. So I do have 55th. Right, so you can't be reformed. Otherwise, we would have had a 3rd division there to work with. But I likely will have another one of those regiments taken out here to Medan, perhaps. I think it would be useful. Artillery could be potentially useful elsewhere. And I do have the pleasure here of rebuilding the 5th Division. I introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th Division. Excellent. So this will be the next division moved out. So we have now Imperial Guard Division. We have 18th Division. Was it 5th Division? Yes, 5th Division. And 33rd Division here. We'll be able to recreate another division here then when we pull that regiment out of Batavia, which I might do immediately actually. Depends really. I think I would like to have another division in Burma sooner rather than later. But yes, looking very good. Looking very good. We do have our tanks crossing here. If we can get the paratroopers in over here, that'd be a nice knee-jerk reaction to his little extravagant maneuver. We'll take a look at our forces over here in Manila. Interesting that they've changed colours. So I wonder if that's meant to represent the American unit there, rather than the Filipino. Right, we're looking at 34, 21, 22, 27, 34. Not terribly bad, but I want to get that disruption down, so we'll likely attack on the 2nd of February. That'll be the likely date. But at 1630 AV, a fair amount were disabled, but you take a look at these two. We used 96, 68, 98, 89, 75. Seems like the 65th Brigade's been taking the brunt of the action, but it's not so bad. Right. So we are building up to level 4 fortifications over here. The reason for doing this is because I will have to fortify here in the future, so it's worthwhile doing it while we have them here. But it also means that there's no danger from Bataan. And this is it. It's going to be rough for him. Right. So they're moving to Clark. That will give us another boost of AV, and again here another boost of AV and engineers, which is very nice. Oh, they've already been shifted. Good. Yep, so we did have our victory here. A 35th there with remarkably low disruption and fatigue. I can feel that I'm getting a bit like out there. I'm definitely talking slower than I would be normally. Right, they can return to Nanyang. Okay. Frankly, I could do with a unit of aviation out here at SunYan, so I might as well have this one begin moving. If I could get into that hex there and be able to force them to surrender, but there's no roads out there, so it'd take a quite long time. It is rough terrain. I'd have to double check. Maybe it's worthwhile marching in there, but I don't think so. We'll just attack him again. Close it in over here to the north. Not far away now. Yeah, 2 units, and then we'll be in clear terrain here. These units over here then are 29 miles. So, what, another 2 days minimum? And we'll be in the wooded rough here, we'll be in the clear terrain here. These guys marching on major road, probably with that fatigue disruption, will need a 3rd day to arrive here. So, we'll kind of have things converge then on towards SunYan. The good news is once these guys actually manage to get on the major, will be there pretty quick. But these guys will arrive at SunYan first. 9 units there. I'd have to double check what it was beforehand. Yeah, it looks like he's pulled some units out of SunYan, which just works even better. Okay. So I do have a supply here. Those 14 Notte and Soyuz would be nice elsewhere. That's handy. I'm glad to hear, Vivoken. Glad you're doing well, my man. Right, so they can move down to BLeAcHACiD. I did send these AKs out here, so I could go ahead and pick up. And I don't know if I want to pick up a unit from Ambon. I think Ambon's a useful base to have. I could always take the aviation unit later. For now, I'm going to leave it there. But I'm going to have the construction unit moved out. And I might as well concentrate construction assets. So we're at 91% here, so we're nearly at level 1 already. We have 90 engineers and 10 vehicles, which is a lot of vehicles. I think, what, that 10 vehicles is worth 40 engineers or something like that? It's a fair amount. Okay. Now, the good news is when we do take Batavia, potentially next turn, potentially the turn after, or the turn after that, that is going to net us some heavy industry, light industry there, which is very nice. One vehicle's like 5 engineers, sorry, I was thought it was 4 engineers, sorry. So yeah, quite a good number of engineers there. Yokosuka marching back. I could potentially transfer these guys to the north, but I want to make sure we have some. So I have some MC-21 salaries over here as well, just in case I do want to use paratroopers. Or whether it becomes an amicable situation for us to actually warrant their use. But mostly I'm using it to pick up the rest of the paratroopers here. So we have Yokosuka 3rd. Yes. Pick up Yokosuka 3rd. Which is being done. Yes, very nice. So over here at Port Blair, we do have our construction units as well. 21% there into size 2. Excellent. Do have supply here, so we'll end up with about 6,000 or so tons of supply. I will send more later on actually, but that should be enough to get us going there. We'll keep it being built up. How you doing there, Up? Good to have you, my man. What did we take today? We took a number of little bases. Took Tavoy. Sorry, no, yes, Tavoy. We took this base and then we moved a unit here, but we'll be able to manage that. Let's go ahead and see. No longer need to run that reconnaissance first, we'll run it there. I had feared that would happen. I did actually move to respond to it last turn, but then I cancelled it. But that's fine. I don't imagine it's a huge amount of strength. Its major roads is always easy to deal with. If I sound a little bit slow talking, it's because I've had a sleeping tablet, so I'm a little bit drowsy here at the moment. But, mind over matter, essentially. Right, the RGC has arrived here, which is good news. And we have the interesting. So they've arrived. They're here as well. I do have these combat commands, which are interesting. I think I'd like to have them move down towards Wuchang area, but I'll have to double check that. Oh, thank you, man. You're entirely too high in your praise. Right, I do have the BBs moving out here. Fuso, Yamashiro, they're moving towards truck. I'd like to have a heavier service compartment, a sort of component. Now, thanks to our good friend Production and our good friend here, Infinite Monkey, we have increased the size of our fighter component aboard the Kidabatai, which is excellent. I'm very glad that we do have additional days to recover here. So you can see Shikaku. I did have Shikaku actually placed in critical priority, so she would actually go ahead and repair sooner. What will you do after Xi'an? We're going to march on towards Langkao and continue marching and take entirety of northern China. If we can go for chunking, then we'll try, but we'll see about that. But yes, you can see we have Karga here. We do have the 2 squadrons of zeros. So we have Karga and Soru. There we are. A larger squadron here, indeed. So if we take a look, we have 407 ready aircraft, 437 as total. And if we take a look at the fighters, we have 195 A6720. 175 are currently ready, 3 are not ready, 17 are in the reserve. Of dive bomber, we have 122, 117 ready, 1 not ready, 4 reserve. 120 dive bomber, sorry, torpedo bomber, 115 ready, 2 not ready, 3 reserve. Now, I appreciate that, man. I mean, we're definitely learning. I've learned a lot from playing this game. Yes, as as Infinite says there, 10 more torpedo bombers yet to transfer in. So we will have quite a complement of air power there. Every single day he gives us is a blessing in a small disguise, really. So we're not too far away from level 1 airfield at Kavieng. Leh has been fortified. I probably might go to about 3 fortifications and then call it maybe about there. Possibly begin building up the port to level 3. That would be nice to have a protected port. We're at 57% at Nadzab. Well, we're at 20, which is going slower than I would have imagined, actually. But is that due to... No, it shouldn't. No, yeah, that's interesting. I suppose it's because it's only engineers and no vehicles there. Still 77, 77. I decided to go ahead and stop them running reconnaissance and just have them mostly rest and run naval search. So it looks like he is using New Caledonia or potentially Comac to operate. Yes. I need to get these engineers pulled into other bases. That will be accomplished over time. We'll have them then recovered too, which will be excellent. Right, Sydney, Seattle. That is near the off map. It's near Yemen. Midway, Kuiyang, I guess China somewhere. Paoshan. Or it could be somewhere in India, I'm not too sure, I'd have to double check. That Sydney is not surprising. We do see aircraft here. I don't imagine it's long before he does give us battle, but this is it. The longer we have to prepare, the better. And the worse it is for him. So sitting pretty at 13 zeros here in the pool today. Each day is 5 more zeros. Now if only we had 5 more capable pilots like that each day, it would be a blessing. We do have more pilots being trained of course, but they do take time to reach that sort of level. My Wagga Wagga. Ah, yes. Supply has arrived here at Bangkok, which is nice. I took that from Saigon. But I wanted to brute force the system to some degree. Turns out it wasn't required. I did this when it was at 9,000 supply, but it's now at 17,000 supply, so... the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh. They should be loaded today. I don't know why they're taking so long. Maybe it is due to them being AKTs. Maybe it's due to being in cargo mode. Carmack's going to be an interesting one. I'd like it to be viable to us one day in the future, and it very well could be. We will be able to move down to this area by building up the airfields, which is certainly a good way of going about things. It will just simply take time. But I do have a feeling, I'm sure others do have a feeling, that he will undoubtedly launch some sort of shenanigan against the area again. Though I don't know about that. The mine layers are a very interesting tactic. Very interesting. We'll see how that works out. Okay. Now I think it's probably about time for me to call it here. I kind of reached the point where I don't feel tired. But then I'm like, yeah, that's not right. I think I shall go ahead and read a little more of the Civil War novel. Not a novel, sorry, the American Civil War history book that I'm reading at this moment in time. And before I do inevitably fall asleep. Quite enjoyed reading about Jefferson Davis, and the background of Lincoln. Been rather intriguing, actually. I didn't realise he was 6'4". He's a bloody big guy. Little did he know. I could go. Let's see. Well, I don't think there's anything else to talk about at this moment in time, actually. It's just looking pretty damn profoundly good. I'd very much love to be able to pull into portable in the end, and maybe we could do that, but it would be risky. We're at 100% moonlight, so we do have some interesting opportunities available to us. Which is certainly intriguing. And the base is undamaged, which is nice. I really would like to land the divisions here at Mulmien if I could. We might be able to get away with that, to be honest, with sufficient cover. I would very much like that. The reason being is it would cut off a fairly significant chunk of travel via road. And once that was opened up again, I could even potentially have them railed in, but they're going to be concentrated on Rangoon. So we're at 10,428 VP. Those battles have been proven quite nice. Yeah. So he's lost 4,773 VP from these battles. At least it's making up for the loss of the carriers, but that's tough. Hey, Veggie Man. I keep checking on this Helen. I want it to be ready so I can go to the 2A. But at that point now, we're going to have to start taking a look at some of these key 8 frees that are like low. Though it might be we give them perhaps another month just to exhaust the possibility there, really. Very nice to see some 5s here. I'm not sick, it's just I had a sleeping tablet. I'm really quite drowsy here at this moment in time. Oh dear. $284. So we're at 750 oil now. 150,000 supply required to repair the rest. We do have an oil stockpile over here that I need to sort out. I could do have some tankers here to pull that fuel or the oil out. The oil probably would be preferable here, as there's no refineries. But we've got 22,000 here to repair. 113,000 here. Mitch. Ina. Interesting. Fascinating. But there we go, that is where we will call it here today. And go to sleep before you send some parasite occupied in a base. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh yeah, Tarakan has refineries. Yeah, there we go. I didn't notice them actually. Yeah, it does have refineries. Very nice, very nice. I forgot it had refineries. I was also looking at the oil. Okay, I'm going to call it there, so apparently I'm seeing things now. Good night, thank you very much for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. Iceycrome, Jane, sayonara. If you guys have enjoyed this, please do go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I have noticed that about 49% of my views, if not 51% actually, it does vary sometimes, are actually from viewers who are not subscribed. And it would be great if you guys did subscribe if you're not already. I imagine you guys here right now are. But for those who aren't, consider yourself part of the family. You know, part of the ship, part of the crew. All that and more. Yeah, exactly. Akilas knows what I mean. Until next time, thank you so very much. Nice to see you tomorrow, which is today, as it's 12:30 right now. Goodbye.